to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 264 and it has been a busy week. It's been 2 weeks since you saw me on a regular Saturday podcast, but if you watched Wednesday's video you would see that we ended the jingle along and we do have a winner and we have another giveaway starting today. So let's get started with finished object. Ding ding ding, I finished the Daria shawl. It actually matches with this shirt, which is like blue and white striped. This is from Old Navy. I did not make it, but I did finish this. It is pretty big. It's not as big as the shawl initially called for because the actual pattern called for 4 of these lace repeats. I had enough to do 3 repeats and then to stretch the yarn a little bit further because I did not have as much of the lighter. I striped it here until I ran out of this lighter. So I do have a little bit of the blue left, but not enough to, I mean, I could have continued, you know, maybe a couple more rows, but I decided to stop it there. Here is my progress keeper where I was the last time you saw me 2 weeks ago. So I actually did an entire, the light section and then the striped section. So there it is close up. This is going to go with me to church this evening, minus the stitch marker or the progress keeper. I think I'll leave that at home. Otherwise it looks a little strange if I was wearing that. So anyway, this is it. It is so soft. And this was a free pattern. And I'm trying to think where I got it from. I don't even remember where I got it from, but it is called the Daria shawl. So yeah, I like it. This is the Lion brand hand-dyed heaven that they don't sell anymore, sadly, but it's very soft. It's like a baby blanket wrapped around me. So I'm enjoying wearing it right now. It feels kind of good because we actually had snow the other day. Anyway, that's my finished object. Now let me show you what I am working on. I have made a bit of progress on my sweater. Let me find the stitch marker on that. I keep calling it a stitch marker, it's progress keeper. Well, it actually, this one, in this case, it is an actual stitch marker because I just grabbed what I had at the time. Although, once I get into the yarn advent calendar from Yoka, I'll have lots of stitch markers. But there you can see it. The little purple mark is my stitch marker. So I have done quite a few rows since I talked to you last. So there you can see it. This is still, it's a little above a bikini at this point. I showed it, somebody at church was saying, oh, what are you making? I held it up and they're like, I hope it's gonna be longer than that. And I was like, yes, it will be longer than that. I don't crochet during church. I was doing it before the service started and then I put it away. So yeah, so there it is. So that is going to be a summer top. It is slightly snug on me now, so I'm hoping if the surgery goes the way I'm hoping it will, that I'll be a little smaller by the time it's ready to wear that. So we had that, and then I started another project because if you saw the last day of the yarn advent calendar, Yoka sent me this yarn, which is Shape Yes. And I don't have the ball band anymore. I think it got tossed by accident. But anyway, it's New Leaf is what the color is. And this is really, 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 really soft. And here's what I'm making out of it. This was also a free pattern. It's called One Small Gift. And I found this over on Lovecrafts. And it's just a very easy textured, it's like seed stitch here. And then it does kind of a little bit of a basket weave. And then it goes into a little texture here, and then it goes back into the seed stitch. So I'm about halfway through with this. It's supposed to be 9 inches tall when it's finished. Right now it's about maybe 4.5 inches. So that's what it is looking like so far. So those are the two projects that I have been working on. What have you all been working on over the last 2 weeks? Now, there wasn't as much in the show and tell because a good majority of what you submitted went into the jingle along. So we are back on track with regular show and tell stuff, unless it is something specific to the new make along that we're going to be starting. I'll tell you more about that in just a couple minutes. Now, I do have some acquisitions. I had so much fun doing the yarn advent calendar that I thought, because you know I'm cheap, I decided, I wonder if it's cheaper to buy a yarn advent calendar for next year if there's somebody who hasn't sold the one from this year. Yeah, that's what I did. I went over to Etsy and I bought a yarn advent calendar. Now, I was a little disappointed, not in the yarn, I haven't opened the yarn, but not in the dyer themselves. It's brazen, it's called brazen something or other. I'll put it down here what the name of the company is. Anyway, I misread. I thought I was getting 25 little mini skeins. They're 10 gram skeins. It's actually only 12. So I was like, when I opened it up, because I did open it up and take some of them out to be able to at least count them, make sure everything was correct. So here they are, and I counted 12, and I went, 12? There should be like 25 in there. Then I went back and read. So I paid $50 for 12 skeins of yarn. Not my best brilliant move. I mean, I know that on average for hand-dyed yarn from dyers, that's about what you're gonna pay. It's just more than I intended to pay. So anyway, Katrina should read the instructions a little bit better. Now, one thing that was in here I did open because I could tell it was not yarn, and I got to thinking if it was this year's, you know, from 2021's advent calendar and it's something edible, I should maybe open it to make sure. It's a good thing I did because it was some chocolates and things like that that by next year would not have been good, and if it attracted bugs it would have been really, really bad. So I did open that, and Dave and I shared it. He had the gummy, little gummy things that were in there because I don't do gummies. So yeah, anyway, so this is, I think, instead of next Christmas, since it is smaller, I think we're going to do Christmas in July. So I'm just going to set this aside over on one of these shelves back here, and yeah, Christmas in July might be a little yarn advent in July just for fun. So that is my one acquisition. I also ordered a Santa sack from Lion Brand, and it came super fast. Kim and I both ordered from Lion Brand. Normally it backs up or something, but for some reason I had it within like four or 5 days. So anyway, I have that. That's going to be an upcoming unboxing. And I also got December's knit crate in, so that will also be an upcoming unboxing. So we have lots of videos coming up with unboxings of yarn. But this next Wednesday's video should be kind of fun. Dave and I are doing a quote staycation. I'm off this week between Christmas and New Year's, and so we have been running around doing a few things, and we took you guys along with us. So Wednesday's video, you can go check it out with us. We're going through a covered bridge, we're going to a yarn shop, and some places to eat, you know, so it should be fun. So that will be Wednesday's video this week. Now the information about the new giveaway that is going on. It's going to be a make-along. Now Kim came up with this idea. She told me I was not promoting my patterns enough. So I was like, okay. And she says, I've got an idea. So I have to say thank you to Kim for coming up with this idea, because I would not have thought of it on my own. But here's what the make-along is going to be. You can do one of my patterns. It's going to run from January 1st until the middle of February. So it'll run until Valentine's Day, February 14th. So you can make more than one of my pattern if you so desire, but anyway, you make one of my patterns and you can submit it to Katrina Knits on Facebook, or you can submit the picture to KatrinasCreations at yahoo.com, and that will get you entered. You do need to be a subscriber. You need to be over the age of 18, and it has to be legal in your state to do so. So then in the middle of February, I will use, just like I did with Jingle Along, I will use random number generator, and I will pick a winner, and the winner will get some yarn. So let me show you some of the patterns. A lot of them are free. You can find them over on Lovecrafts.com. I will put a link down below. In the description box, you will see my patterns. If you cut and paste that, it will take you right over to, I don't know if you could just click the link or if you have to cut and paste. Either way, that will take you over to my pattern page, or you can just go to Lovecrafts and type in Katrina Workman Designs and they will pop up. So let me show you what they are, so you can kind of see them in real life and decide if that's for you. So the first one, I just have a picture because I can't find it. I'm not sure where I put it. But last year I did an advent calendar and I made an infinity scarf out of it. So it's called the Advent Infinity Scarf. So here is a picture of it. Then we have Banner Unfurled. Now during Vlogmas, I did show you the turquoise and gray version of this, but this is the original, which is in red, white, and blue. But you can do it in any 3 colors that you want. You don't have to put beading. It does have beads on it. And there is explanations of how to do the beads. It's very easy actually, but this is done, this one in particular is done in cotton, but you can do it in anything you want. And this is probably, I'd say it's sock weight. But again, you can do any of these patterns in a heavier yarn. You just need to figure you'll need more yarn and bigger needle or hook. But it is 3 colors, and you can do sports colors. You can do whatever colors you want. So this is Banner Unfurled. This one is a paid for pattern. Most of my shawls are the paid for patterns just because they take a little bit more work to write up the pattern, where the other ones are a little bit easier. So then we have the Basic Stitches cowl. This one is free. And there's actually a video tutorial in my playlists. So if you are a brand new knitter and you want to learn to do some different techniques, there's a tutorial for each one of the stitches that's in there, including cables. And you find out it's really not that hard to do. So that one is also a free pattern. Then there's this one. This is called the Basket Wave. And the reason it is called this, the wave part is because it's an odd shaped shawl. It starts really narrow and then it gets really wide at the end. And all of the center or the dark sections are done in different variations of the basket weave stitch. So this is also a knitted pattern. And this is a paid for pattern as well. The next one is a crochet, which is a, let me get it here. This is a free pattern and it is a crocheted pattern. Chris Bragg was one of my test knitters, so was Mary Wanamaker, and I forget who else. I had quite a few people that did the test for this. So this is a wrap, and you start in the center with a granny square, and then it goes out both sides from there, and both sides end in a point. So here's the other side, and it ends in a point. So this is a free pattern. This one is also a knitted pattern. I said most of my paid for patterns are knitted, and they also tend to be like neck cowls or shawls, just because they take a little bit more work. This is a cowl. Oops, this is a cowl, but it comes to a point. So when you put it on, you have the look of like a shawl, but you don't have all the bulkiness of like these ends hanging down. So this is Katrina's kerchief cowl. Then we have, this one's probably one of my favorites. This pattern is called Keeping You in Stitches. And if you want to experience making lace, this is the way to do it, because each of the lace sections are relatively short. Like we have here and here, and then it changes. It's like every 10 to 20 rows it changes, but it gives you a little bit of experience with lace knitting. This is knit, it comes out almost triangular even though it is considered asymmetrical. So here it is. And this is knit with 4 different colors. This is Knit Picks palette yarn that I made this with, which is very nice. It's very lightweight, but it's warm. But you can do this with, I've made this with a single color before. You just won't show the striping in between colors. I'm actually going to be making it in 2 colors. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing for my project. I'm making it in these 2 colors, so, and it's going to be a little bit heavier weight. So these 2 colors together is what mine are going to be out of. And these are knit crates. One is Knitology, the other one is an Audine wool, but they go together really good. So that was Keeping You in Stitches. Then we have the knitted cable hat. We have this cowl, which is called Little Holes in the Bias. We have a mitered dishcloth. The Off the Grid beanie. This is my latest one. This is Seasons of Change, and this is a shawlette. I mean, it's a shawl, but it's not a real big shawl as far as depth. So, and it has some texture to it. It has this stitch in here, which is a lot of fun. It's called a bamboo stitch. So that is Seasons of Change. Then we have the textured beanie, which is a crochet pattern. And we have this one, which is the warm and striped poncho. And this is a crocheted pattern, and it is a free pattern. And this one, if you do not want it to be a poncho, you can just do half of it because it's made in a front and a back. If you just do the front of it, you might want to make it a little bit bigger, but then you could have a shawl either way. So there is this one. Like I said, it is the warm and striped poncho. And then last we had the pinwheel beanie, which is also a free pattern. So you can make any of these patterns as part of the giveaway and just enter them. And like I said, if you're interested in doing one of the ones that is a paid for pattern, it will be marked down over in Lovecrafts so that you can get 20% off during this month and middle of February, until the middle of February. You can get it discounted. So those will be marked down over there at 20% off. And yeah, that will start, like I said, today. You can enter as many as you want. So if you make 3 hats, you get 3 entries. As long as they're one of the patterns that I've designed, you can enter them in. So that is the information on the giveaway. Now, as far as what's in the Come and Get It right now, yeah, I will just send you little videos whenever I find sales and let you know what's going on. So that is it for today. Thank you all for watching. So I hope you have all had a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I will see you again on Wednesday when you can check out what Dave and I have been up to this past week. So thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.